are some of the things that we do. Obviously, a lot of things that you guys do. I like to take these straps and instead of pulling it from the back, every day here at Alabama, our defense and the offense have a circuit drill where the defense is trying to pull our fingertips off the front of the ball. So instead of having that strap in the back, I'm pulling the strap from the front so that way he can feel the sensation of trying to get his fingertips ripped off the ball. And I want his shoulders to be rolled over the ball because, again, people think ball security starts with your arms and hands. To me, great ball security starts with pad level. So all the guys in the room, the first thing I ask, hey, great pad level. Ball security starts with what? The whole room says pad level because that's important. So even here, he needs to roll his shoulders over the ball more. There are a couple better clips of it here, okay? So if you look at here, really good job with the tip of the ball being high and tight to his chin, doing a great job working with his offhand because, again, pad level is a great part of ball security, but also offhand because, this guy is trying to reach in. If I'm in open field and I can use my offhand as a weapon to knock his hand down, that's keeping his hand away from the ball too. But a lot of times when guys focus on the defender away from him, they lose focus on the ball. So again, I want this guy to have to focus on his feet. I want him to have to focus on the ball, which is the most important thing, but also being able to use his offhand as a weapon. So he's got to do a lot of things at once, but understanding that ball security is the most important thing. Another thing, guys, fumbles occur when you're in bad football position. All right, so we talk about protecting the football being one of the core big three. But here, fumbles occur whenever you start to stumble and fall and get off balance and spin. So again, like you guys do, I'm always trying to think of ways to put these guys in positions that they're going to be in throughout the game that are going to cause them to have to focus on the ball rather than everything else around. So again, the same thing, just trying to tug and pull that ball out. All right, the second part of part one, again, you want to be a great protector of the football, all right? And then next, you want to be a great protector of the quarterback, all right? So again, if you can't protect the quarterback, it's going to be hard for you to play, whether it's in college, high school, NFL, Pee Wee football, because there's a big drop-off a lot of times from the number one quarterback to the number two. So we talk all the time about protecting the quarterback. You got to take pride in it. So again, if you just look at here, this is one of the guys from the other day, not about the size of the dog, but it's about the fight of the dog. This is one of our smaller backs here. Keelan Robinson, he's a tough kid, man. Uses great technique, gets inside out. He's in the A-gap, one of the toughest positions of places to block. He does a great job going against some great linebackers, just trying to hold the gates closed for as long as he can. But again, he's low, hitting on the rise, got his elbows tight, thumbs up, and starting his feet on contact. So that's a great example. But we work on these things. All right, guys, we work underneath the chutes a lot as a running back unit here in Alabama, all right? Because I think it's important to teach these guys how to play low. B. Robinson is a guy that's 6'1.5", 6'2", 230 pounds. I try to get him under the chute, whether we're doing run agility, pass blocking, or ball security. We want these guys to play low. But just like in that last clip, I want these guys to hit low to high. So I want them to have some bend and teaching these guys to get bend in their knees and hips and sink their hips rather than bending at the waist and now their back is down. I want these guys to be able to sink their hips, grow a base, and just bull in the ring. Like I'm standing behind right now, you can't see me, but I'm directing which one of those guys to go. So they don't know which guy's coming, but I want them to buzz their feet, elbows tight, thumbs up, and I want them to open their hips up and be able to attack. And I think we can do this really a whole lot better. This is our first time doing it, but I want these guys to force the back to have to come out of his hips, to come out of the chute. And I want him to be able to flip his hips over. So if the defender on the right comes, I want him to take his left foot and now gain the base inside out. So even here, he should take his right foot. He should switch his hips in the hole so that way his hips, his right hip pumps up. So now he's inside out because now we haven't taken away the clear line to the quarterback here. So again, this is a good way to teach these guys to flip their hips and also have some low punches that are coming out of the chute. All right. Another thing we do, again, working the chutes again, I want these guys to be able to push out. We can have no wasted movement when you're going to protect the quarterback. So I want these guys to put pressure on the inside foot here, and I want them to step. I want their first step to be stepping down the crotch of the defender that they're going to attack. Even here, B. Rob is stepping a little too wide. I want him more at the ball, at the crotch, and I want him to attack inside out and start to work downhill. All right, and I want him to finish. I want to have great punch, but I want him to feel himself finish with great power and pad level. All right, so again, we just work on being low, coming underneath the chute, forcing these guys to be low. Again, B. Rob is a taller guy, and this is a good thing for him to work on staying low. All right. So again, another great example of just working, being inside out in the A-gap. Again, we talk about being downhill. All right, elbows tight, thumbs up, watching his numbers and punching them. And then once you punch here, guys, the fight's not over. You got to be able to punch, sink your hips, and just redirect. Punch, sink your hips, and redirect, okay? All right, this is the drill we do. We just, again, talk about punching, starting it, working back. We've already made the contact. We got our elbows tight again. You don't want these guys to lock out. I don't know if you can see me, all right? I don't know if you can see me, but I don't want them to lock out and fully extended. I tell these guys, I want you to steer this guy. I want you to have some bend. I want you to have some bend in your wrist and elbow, so that way, just like you're driving the car, all right? You want to make contact. You want to sink your hip, but you don't want to fully extend that guy, because when I extend him, now he's going to be able to knock my hands down. I want to keep my hands with a bend. So right here, I want you to feel this guy. Feel him, feel him, feel him. And now when he bull rushes, now I want you to drop your hips, roll your hips, and get your feet restarted to combat his bull rush. So again, it's just feeling the guy right, left, feel the bull rush, and not just roll your hips and restart your feet. Okay? Not a big collision in it, but it's just a small detail, just working the feeling that you're going to feel after contact. All right, the second part of the big three, again, the first one's being a great protector. The next one's being a great finisher. As a running back, you got to be a great finisher in everything you do. Because if you get knocked backwards, because again, the offensive line is going to block for at least 1 or 2 yards on every play. Great running backs turn into a 4-yard game. So all the time we talk about being a great finisher. Again, just like great ball security with pad level, being a great finisher with pad level also. So again, you want to finish runs with great violence and pad level. Again, this shoe comes out again. If you look at B-Rob, all right, he's a taller guy, and this has been good for him, because what happens is the wider you get outside of your framework, the more power you lose. So this is a good cut here where he doesn't get outside of the framework of the shoe. But some of these cuts for a bigger guy like him, he gets too wide and he gets off balance. So again, like this last cut here, he's way too wide away from his body, so he's losing power. So B-Rob is a strong guy, but again, the further you get away from the core of your body, the more power you lose. So here, if he can sink his hips a little bit more, and also looking at the ball shouldn't move. Every time we cut, you should squeeze the ball. So every time you cut, the running back should squeeze the ball. So again, just working on violent cuts, not a race. And then all of a sudden, when you come out, you want to split 2 defenders. You want to put ball side down. You don't want to take this ball that's in the right arm, and now you've been with your left shoulder, now the ball becomes exposed. We want you to put ball side down where these defenders don't have a chance to hit either one of your pants. All right, you don't want these guys to hit you square. Again, every day in practice, we started with our defensive guys doing a 2-on-1 drill for ball security, which I think is great for the backs and for the linebacker, because we got to learn to drop our hips. Great job here. First foot. Great job not being outside of the framework of his body. Got power. Next thing, same thing. Got his power. Got his power. And then the last second, see right here, how he puts ball side down? Because you don't want to split these guys, and now you take the ball and you put it up and expose the ball to contact. So really good job putting ball side down. But again, we want to practice with pad level. Same thing. All right, we got to split 2 defenders, ball side down. Split 2 defenders, ball side down. And again, the same thing. Now, we attacking one, we call it a blast and lift. So we blast on 2 defenders and we lift on 1. Same leg, same shoulder. And again, focus on the ball away from the defender. A lot of guys, when they go make contact away from the ball gets outside of their body. So just watching this with these guys makes these guys understand, hey, you can attack a defender away from the ball, but you still got to have great ball security. All right.